From the beginning, this trip was going to be different than my usual adventures. The plan was to drop off the dogs near Portland, Oregon, head west, and start my trip in Astoria. From there, I was going to venture down Highway 101 to the Overland Bound off-the-grid rally, and return by whatever route the journey told me to take. Day 1 would find the Jeep mostly packed from the night before. I loaded up the dogs and headed south. After dropping them off near Portland, I headed west. I had decided that part of this trip I was going to drive Highway 101 the length of the Oregon coast. From the get-go, I was treated to the misty rain that is pretty typical of the Pacific Northwest coast. I made my way to Astoria, where I would officially start my trip. I worked my way up to the Astoria column. With the misty, foggy cloud cover that was all around, I decided it wasn't worth stopping and getting pictures of the gray. I worked my way down Highway 101 through Seaside, Cannon Beach, and found my way to Nehalem Bay State Park. It was Saturday night. There was a fair amount of people, and I ended up in a fairly open camp spot, a short walk from the beach. I took a walk on the beach, built my fire, ate my dinner, and headed off to bed for the night. Day 2 took me down past Tillamook. As I rolled through, I saw the signs for the Air Museum. I continued to work my way down the Oregon coast, stopping along the way to take in what views the fog and mist would allow. I ended up at Sutton Campground in Siuslaw National Forest. Of course, this is where planning would have been good. A little recon would have put me at a site that was closer to the ocean. The campsites at this campground were much more private than they were the night before. It would also be my first night of rain in the rooftop tent. Day 3, the weather started to clear up. Continuing to work my way down the coast, the clouds and the mist started to disappear. I continued to stop and take in the sights as they presented themselves. It would also be my last day in Oregon. Stopping in at one of the many lighthouses along the way, I asked where a good place to get some lunch was. I was pointed to the Bandon Fish Market. It's usually worth asking the locals, and this was one of those times. I continued to work my way down Highway 101, stopping just on the other side of the California border to make camp. This is when I noticed a couple of issues started to appear with my rooftop tent. More on that later.